Hey, what's up everyone? Caught me by surprise there. I was just walking back onto my chair. Really lovely to have you along today. It feels dreamy and beautiful and bright at the Space to Breathe collective in Leicester. You might notice we've got a load of scaffolding up at the moment. We're having our upper windows fixed. So excuse that, but you probably wouldn't have noticed if it wasn't me drawing attention to it. We're here to do some chair yoga. It's class number 42. I'm super excited to be practicing with you today because I love chair yoga. I think it's an amazing way to move the body. It's accessible. Most people can do it, right? So we're just going to have a little experiment today, see how we get on, and then just stretch our bodies out, work into the breath, get a little bit of relaxation, and then you can get on with your day. Remember those ideas of kind of like exercise snacking, moments where we move the body, so good for us. You know, I'm always talking about the virtues of this. And if you were interested, remember, you can check back in with the Get Moving Week. There was lots of content talking about exercise snacking. So yeah, maybe you join that. My feet are just in camera, right? I think that's good enough. I don't need to get up and move, do I? Let's just have a little intuitive move around. Maybe bring your hands onto your knees, lengthen your spine, sort of feel into your shoulders. How do they feel this morning? This afternoon. Find your head balanced perfectly on top of your spine. And then maybe just a little bit of intuitive movement through your neck and through your head. Maybe just drop the chin down. You can sort of move a little bit through the shoulders here. You might even close the eyes, right? This is a nice thing to do, closing the eyes and just notice what you're noticing. And then maybe make this a little bit more formal. You can circle your head out. So maybe you inhale the head up. Exhale as the chin falls down. Just do that a few times. And then feel free to come back in the opposite direction. Again, notice how this feels. And then eventually bringing your head all the way back to center. Beautiful. All right, let's move through the arms. Inhale to bring the arms all the way up. Reach up towards the sky. Re-lengthen the arms. And then do that again. Exhale, bend into the elbows, right? Inhale to lengthen. Exhale into, some people call it goalpost or cactus, right? Inhale up. And exhale to bend in. A couple more like that. Inhaling up. Exhale, elbows in line with the shoulders. And then one more time. Inhale up. And then exhale, elbows down. Nice. Inhale to come all the way up. And then exhale into a twist. Twist to the right. Left hand on the right knee. Right hand behind, supported on the chair. Inhale here to find length. And then exhale into your twist. Just spend a few moments here, just noticing how this feels. Every inhale, finding length. Every exhale into your twist. Beautiful. Inhale, bring the arms all the way back up. Maybe bend the elbows a little. And then exhale, twist to the left. Now don't kind of lose connection to your feet. So kind of press the feet down if you can. And inhale and exhale as you go. Beautiful. Nice. Inhale to bring the arms all the way up. And then exhale, just fold in, just very gently. So bring the hands down, bring the hands onto the knees. And maybe you stay here, right? It's a little bit of, I guess, kind of movement through the spine. Bringing the spine down towards the floor. If everything feels okay, then you might just begin to soften a little more. But get to the point where, you know, you're not feeling too much here. You know, you can bring the hands down onto the feet or the fingertips on the floor, or maybe the hands remain a little bit higher. I feel good here, so maybe, you know, you join me, but be on the lookout. Let everything be loose and heavy if you're down with me. And you might just find the gaze underneath your chair, if your chair is set up in that way. Couple more rounds of breath, just a gentle inversion. Head is below the heart. When you're ready, inhale to bring the arms all the way back up. Sweep the arms up. This time bring the hands together. Exhale, hands to your heart. So we just go like that with the breath. So inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold and come all the way in. Head is nice and loose. All right, inhale to bring the arms all the way back up. Maybe the hands come to prayer. Exhale, hands to your heart. So one movement, one breath. Keep moving like that. Inhaling up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale to sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Nice. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Beautiful. Bring the hands onto the knees or the thighs and then just begin to circle your hips. So you're just drawing these circular motions. Right? So the torso just begins to rotate around the hips. Again, sitting nice and tall. You might bend a little bit more into the elbows, but it's up to you. You don't have to do that. Free up the spine, the hips themselves, and then maybe come back in the opposite direction. Keep your jaw nice and soft. Keep your shoulders nice and relaxed. See how this feels. Think about drawing the circles from the navel itself. Nice. And then inhale. Bring your spine nice and long. And then take a full exhale. Beautiful. Inhale to bring the arms out, in line with the shoulders. Exhale, wrap the arms. Doesn't matter which arm is underneath, which arm's on top. Inhale to expand. Exhale, maybe wrap the other side. Inhale to expand. And then maybe this time, round the spine and kind of fold in again. Nice. Inhale to expand everything out. Exhale. Wrap the arms and fold in. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Nice. Inhale to bring the arms up. Nice. And then from here, keep your feet rooted. So your feet aren't going to move, your knees aren't going to move. As you exhale, just rotate your torso to the right hand side. So you keep the left arm forward, the right arm back. It's quite strong through the shoulders, so be gentle. Inhale to center. And then exhale, keep the feet rooted and rotate towards the left. Nice. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. One more time on the side. Inhale to center. Exhale right. Inhale to center. Exhale left. Nice. Inhale to center. Exhale, bring your hands down. Nice. And then rest the hands so the palms are face up. Maybe close your eyes if it feels okay. Just check in with your practice so far. Notice how everything feels. You know, just less than 10 minutes into the class, but hopefully things feeling a little different, right? This is our idea of kind of shifting our consciousness and just moving from one state to the other, right? Hopefully you feel a little bit better towards the end of it. All right, a little bit more movement through the neck, through the head, very gently. Maybe bring the hands palms down, and then you're going to inhale your head over towards the left. You're going to exhale your head over towards the right. Inhaling left. Exhaling right. Just keep moving like that. And then eventually inhaling your head all the way back to center As you exhale, same thing again as we did at the start. Drop your chin down and just rock your chin a little side to side. As we come back and repeat some of these postures, see if you can just check in with any sort of changes that are occurring. All right, we're going to do a little bit of movement through our lower body now. So we'll start by spinning our feet out and going a little wider with the knees. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to go super wide. What I will do is I'll kind of perch my bottom right on the front of my chair. Not right on, so I'm tipping off, but just so I've got a little bit more room. And then from here, I'm pressing into the outer edges of my feet. So it's that kind of engagement, it's just pressing outwards. And then from here, maybe bend very deeply into one elbow as you lengthen through the other arm. And then just come to the other side. So you get a little shoulder release going on here. Again, notice how this feels. It doesn't have to be, too expansive. Stay connected to the outer edges of your feet. So you probably feel this in your hips as well. Nice. And then inhale, come back to the center. And then we're going to go seated goddess pose. So I'm going to go a little bit wider with my feet. And then bring the arms back into that cactus position. Nice. So this is goddess. Inhale to bring the arms up. And then exhale to bring the hands down. A couple more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. And then one more. Inhale up. And exhale down. And then just hold here. Keep the shoulders nice and engaged. And then there might be this kind of little movement through your torso. A little bit side to side. Feeling this through the shoulders. Maybe a little side bend. Make it up, right? Kind of notice the movements that feel good. And then from here, we're going to do a little bit of our spinal twist. We're going to rest beforehand. So inhale, come to center. Exhale, bring the hands down. And then just walk your feet in, just a little bit. And then bend your right knee in if you can. Make a basket grip around the knee or maybe the backs of the thigh. And then just find this nice length in your spine and your shoulders are relaxed. You can move your knee out a little bit if you want. So you can do this kind of thing. Moving the knee out, that can feel good. And then maybe you bring that right foot down and come to the other side. Again, same kind of movements. See how everything feels. Beautiful, nice. And then bring your feet down. And then bring your feet nice and wide again. Fantastic. All right. Bring the arms back up. Lovely. From here, we're going to do a spinal twist. Be gentle. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. So just kind of move like this. It's quite an expansive movement, right? Because the legs are quite wide. Pressing into the outer edges of your feet. Just matching the movement with breath. Try not to hold your breath here. Nice. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring the hands down. Nice. Bring the feet in. Just walk them in. And then shrug the shoulders a little bit. There's plenty of movement through the upper body. Maybe shrug the shoulders a few times in one direction. Maybe a few times in the opposite direction. Right? Nice varied movements today. Okay. Let's move a little bit through the lower body. So what we're going to do, we're going to lengthen our legs out. So you might need to adjust a little. It's hard to hold around the back of your leg. You can always kind of use a strap. But rooting down through your left foot, maybe lift out through your right leg. I've made a basket grip, so I've kind of grips like this, and I'm just holding on the back of the leg, and I'm just moving a little. Seeing how this feels. Pointing my toes back to kind of notice that activation. And then I'm going to bend into the right leg. Now you've got a choice here, right? I guess the first option would be just by bringing your right foot onto the blade edge, so that on the outer edge of your foot, just like that, inside the left foot. Or you can always bring the right foot up. Be very careful of this knee. You know, I'm not the most flexible person in the world, but I'm going to sit nice and tall here. So right hand on the right knee, left hand on the right foot. And then making sure that this left foot, I'm just going to adjust it a little bit, kind of supports your practice out. And I feel this quite strongly here, right? In this kind of right hip, I feel it a little more in my right glute. But if I want to make it stronger, I'll kind of lean forward and then maybe rest my hands here. But I'm not putting any pressure on my knees, right? This is the first option, or the second option again. The first option was like this. It's still an external rotation of the hip. So you've got to be really careful with the hips. So don't push it too far. This is seated pigeon pose. Breathe it out. Maybe close your eyes and check in. Beautiful. Come back with the spine long, and then bring your right foot down. Nice. And then lift out through your left foot. And then same thing again, maybe here, right? So right foot is planted, four corners of the foot, left foot on the blade edge. This is great. You can lean forward from here. You'll feel this external rotation of the left hip. Or you can bring the left foot up, flex the toes on the left leg. And one side might feel quite different to the other. Have a look down at your right foot, make sure it's adjusted, make sure it's supporting your practice. And then you can lean forward a little bit, right? So this is the sort of yoga you can do sat in a chair at any time of the day, in a car, on a plane, right? On a train. Kind of breathe into your hip, left glute. Nice. Take a couple more rounds of breath. And then when you're ready, slowly lengthen the spine. Bring the left foot down. Nice. And then back to those shoulder shrugs. Inhaling the shoulders up, exhaling down. Or rolls, you can roll them up. I like to do the shrugs sometimes. Kind of relax the lower part of your body as you move into the shoulders. Nice. All right. Relax the shoulders down. All right. Here we are. Back to where we started. Let's move on a little bit. So we've done working the upper body, working the lower body. Let's bring it all together. Sun salutations. Inhale to bring the arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold, and come all the way in. From here, a new movement. So inhale up to a flat back. See, I draw my hands right up onto my knees. So my spine is nice and long and my shoulders are relaxed, perching on the front of my chair. Exhale, let everything be nice and loose. Forward fold. Inhale to bring the arms all the way up. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Beautiful. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale up to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Down for your feet. Inhale to come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right. Exhale, fold. Inhale to come all the way back up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Nice. Two more. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to come all the way back up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And then just pause here. Bring the hands down, find yourself in seated Tadasana. This is mountain pose. And just check in. Notice what you're noticing. Check in with your practice. It's quite energetic, right? We kind of bring the head below the heart. So we find that energy within the body, we match movement with breath. But then we get these moments just to settle everything down. Just to see what we've created so far, right? 2/3 of the way through the class, a little bit longer than that. So a little bit more movement, and then we'll find plenty of time for relaxation today. When you're ready, take an inhale, bring the arms all the way up. And then we'll do a seated cat-cow, so get into the lower spine. So clasp the hands and push the palms right up towards your ceiling. And then exhale around into your spine, push the palms forward. Nice. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to round. There's your movement. Inhale all the way up. Exhale to round into your spine. A few more. And then this time, when you inhale all the way back up, exhale, comb the arms all the way down. Do it really slowly. And resist the temptation to rush any of these movements. When you're ready, inhale to bring the arms all the way up. And then with the right hand, hold around your left wrist. Nice generous bend in the elbows. Inhale to lengthen. Root down through your feet. Exhale, look side bend towards the right. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, draw the arms over to the left. So the left handed around the right wrist. Find this nice side bend. Inhale to center. Let's do that one more time either side. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. And exhale to the left. Beautiful. Inhale, bring the arms up. Release the hands. Exhale, comb the hands all the way down. Nice. Bring the hands back onto the knees. Have a little shuffle, a little move around, maybe a little bit of soupy grind. Maybe just, a little wriggle through your spine and your shoulders. Notice how everything feels. Make it up. You can't get this part wrong. Can't get any of it wrong, really. And then we'll do one more movement through our neck and through our head. What we're going to do, nice and gentle, we're going to come back to inhaling the head to the left. Exhaling the head to the right. Really slow movements here. Inhale left. Exhale right. Keep going like that. Maybe one more time on either side. And then as you exhale, come back to center. And then from here, what I'd like you to do is make sure, number one, you're warm enough. What I'm going to do, I'm going to disappear off camera just very briefly because I'm going to grab the blanket. And just cover yourself if you feel like that's what you want to do. Not put the heating on in here tonight, so it's a little bit chilly. Nothing too bad. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to wrap a blanket around you. And it's nice, right, when you're sat in a chair, and these blankets are beautiful. So you might have something similar. Little wrap here. I've done this for a long time. That feels good. And then you're going to find yourself in Shavasana. This is our final pose. You can sit back in your chair if you want. I'm going to be quiet from this moment. We'll just spend a few minutes totally relaxed and noticing the effects of your practice. See if you can settle relatively quickly. Let your breath come back to a nice steady rhythm. And from here, just very gently, really slowly, bring a little bit of movement back into your body, maybe your fingers and your toes, your ankles, your wrists. I could have stayed there for a long time today. It's beautiful. If you're sat back like I am, maybe press into your feet and then just lengthen your spine, and you might give your body a nice stretch out. It can feel great. Maybe bring the arms back above the head and have a little movement side to side. Nice work, everyone, today. All right, let's bring our hands to our heart. Press your thumbs into your sternum, sitting nice and tall. And then nice and simple, wholehearted bow. Wish yourself well, wish everybody else well. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. Thank you so much for joining today. Glad you got something from it. If you usually do my Thursday classes, Thursday, which is mat-based yoga, 2:30, then I'm not around this week, but the lovely Natalia is covering me. And then she'll be covering my chair yoga class next week as well, because I'm off to do some yoga teacher training in Cheltenham for a few days. So you'll probably not see me for a week and a half or so. Well, you won't, unless you're on catch up. So thank you so much for coming along today. It was really nice to practice with you all. Check out all the other content right on the Virtual Village Hall. So many great classes, such variety, and lots of chair-based stuff, which I love. So yeah, keep up, and we'll see you very soon. See you soon. Bye now.